Howdy folks, and welcome back to my channel, Gaming with Distractions. My name is Curtis, otherwise known as C Money, and we are joined today by Oz, my oldest son, who's playing some of the games while I do the intro.
Hi.
Hi. So this is going to be a Phasmo 101 series. I'm not an expert at this game. Oz is very, very competent. I would almost venture to say an expert. But what we want to do is give a tutorial for people who are new to the game, where to help you understand equipment, what the objectives are, and kind of go from there. So while Oz plays with the Jenga blocks, I'm going to take a look at the options that we have. So there's certain things that are highly recommended, and there's certain things that are just a preference. Crossplay is a preference, obviously your language. Aim sensitivity, you might want to play with that. The inversion, play with that. Same with the field of view. I turn head bob off. I don't think I've ever tried it with on, so again, something you can play with. Sprint mode, toggle is, to sprint, it's L3. And if it's toggle, you hit L3 to turn it on, and then you hit L3 again to turn it off. Now, you only have a limited amount of stamina, so sometimes it's hard to know if you have it on or off until all of a sudden you start running again. If you switch it to hold, you have to hold L3 down in order to sprint. Temperature, Celsius, Fahrenheit, that's up to you. We're from Canada, so Celsius it is. Celsius is also easier to distinguish if there's freezing temperatures, because the thermometers, if they go below 0, you know it's freezing. So that's something I would recommend, but if you prefer Fahrenheit, go for it. Cursor default, you'll have different cursor options. Opacity, size. This cursor here is it. If you're on something that you can select, it'll switch from the crosshairs to this hand, and you can change that as well. You can also change the color, so I have mine set as red. And neither of us have any idea what alternative ports are. Video, we have our balance the brightness cranked. Game's pretty dark to begin with, so that'll help. Rest of this here will be preference. Audio here is important. I have it on voice activation. That means if I talk, the mic turns on, it picks it up, and that comes into play during a hunt. The other option, I don't know if I can push to talk. Is push to talk. So I have to hold the L1 key in order for people that are near me to hear me. So for playing, I prefer have voice activation, but if you get into a hunt, unless it's really super quiet in your house and you're not breathing into the mic, you'll want to hit the mute key. If you're talking during a hunt and you're hiding, the ghost will hear you, find you, and ultimately end your hunt or your progression. Controls, again, I think I have all mine set to the default, but you can play around with them and find what works best for you. So other things that are in this little book here, got some recent players, block players, you have your statistics, and then we have the journal. And you'll use this and you'll see this more when we're in the game playing. There's some general information. When we get in, it'll have a case name. We found the keys. All the missions will have 3 sub-objectives, and you get bonuses for completing those. You also get a bonus for taking 3-star pictures, and you can have up to 10. To start off with, we're not going to have a camera because we're going to start with the starting equipment. What you would have is for equipment when you just start the game for the first time. And this is our evidence screen. So with the equipment, we can determine if there's freezing temperatures, ghost orbs, and dots, for instance. So if we have those three pieces of evidence, that leaves your A. And then you select that, and when you get back to the van, you can end the hunt and find out if you guessed the right ghost. Now, let's say we take a ghost book in there, and there's no writing in the ghost book. So instead of selecting it as yes, you can cross it off to say, this ghost did not write in the ghost book. And this will make more sense as we start playing the game. So default will have all the boxes unselected, and then you'll select them one at a time as evidence appears during the investigation. Okay, that's awesome, Oz. Can we knock them down? Will it domino?
Yeah, we can domino them. Here, I'll go get the. Here, I'll give you the honors.
Also, for new people, there's a game room up here. There's some
there's
Jenga. There's some bowling. What do you call this game, Oz? With the hacky sacks.
What do we call it? It's an actual game name. What do we call this game, babe? Cornhole. It's called cornhole.
Cornhole, yeah. And then there's basketball, but no one's allowed to play basketball in my place because I have the perfect score. All right, let's go try this dominoes, Oz.
Well, I can play it here. You have the ball?
Yeah. Coming?
Yeah, I'm coming. It should work. Oh. Dang.
Okay. So to start off, you're going to want to go in here, and you press left and right to navigate the different boards. The first board, the first thing you're going to want to do is set up your equipment. When you start, you're just going to have a dots projector, an EMF, flashlight, a ghost writing book, spirit box, thermometer, UV light, and video camera. Now, we're taking two so that each of us can have one, but that is your standard starting equipment. There's no cost to you to bring those items because they're provided for you. As you level up, you're going to be able to unlock these additional items. And these we're going to touch on it later on as well. When you've unlocked an item, you just go in here, you select it, but it costs money in order to unlock it. So it's something to watch for. Your money is up here in the upper right-hand side, as well as your level just beside it. And this is your map board. So these are all the maps. You're not going to see all these when you first start off. They unlock as you progress. Tanglewood's our favorite one. I think it's the favorite of most people who play this game. And what else can I show you? Over here are objectives. So there's some daily objectives. And they'll change every day. And then you have weekly ones, which will change weekly. There's also this board here for more advanced stuff, and we'll touch on that at a later time. For you, those who don't like ghosts, you might want to turn away. We don't understand the significance of this room or why this ghost is creepily in it, but it's here. It'll probably make more sense at another time. So, Oz, you ready?
I am ready.
All right, so once you have selected the map, so we have selected Tanglewood, you ready up. Once everyone's readied up, then the start will be an option, And we're good to go. So this is the truck with our equipment in it. These are the EMFs. These are the spirit boxes. The ghost writing book. These are the dot projectors. Our handheld video cameras. Flashlight, which I'm going to take. This is a UV light. So if you want to try and find UV evidence, you'd use that. And our thermometer. Over here is our board. So as you take pictures, the board will fill up. But when you're starting off, you do not have a camera option, so we'll look at that another time. And here are the 3 optional goals. Now, because we're just using starting equipment, we don't have a candle, we don't have incense, so we're not going to be going for those on our first try. So here's a map of the house. If I click down, this will be the basement. Now if you look, you'll see that green dot up there. That's the breaker box. Now we're starting on amateur, which is the easiest mode, just for showing you. So when we get into the house, the breaker will already be on. But on different difficulties, the breaker will be off. So you need to know where it is so you can get in the house and quickly get to the breaker to turn it on. This board here is our combined sanity meter. So the average is combined, but we do have individual sanity as well. But as far as ghost hunts are concerned, different ghosts will start hunting at a different sanity level. So it'll go based on the average level. This is a sound board. If once you have sound microphones and stuff that you can set up. And this is an activity board. So it's kind of an EMF reader. So Oz, what are you grabbing?
I'm going to grab video camera, probably EMF, and
Dots.
yeah, I'm going to go dots.
Okay. So what we want to do
Also,
is,
because we're on this difficulty, if you look at this clock here,
oh
that's our
right.
grace period.
So that means the sanity won't drop until the 5 minutes is up, right?
No, it means the ghost can't hunt for 5 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Our sanity will still drop going in the house and stuff, but we won't get hunted for at least 5 minutes. Also,
Okay.
the same boards that were on the table out front, they're next to this board as well if you wanted to check your dailies and weeklies.
Yep. Good call. Your sanity drops when you're in the dark, when the ghost touches you. What else, Oz?
Dark, you witness a ghost event. If you're actively talking to it in the spirit box, that'll drain it. And just honestly being in the ghost room in general.
Yeah. So having this flashlight's gonna make it so that it doesn't go down as fast. So we're gonna grab the key and we're gonna click on the pin board to open the doors. We're gonna. You're very limited on stamina, so we'll just save the stamina for when we need it. So right here is a key. That key is for the vehicle in the garage. If the ghost room is in the garage, the ghost can trigger the car alarm. So if you have the key, you can turn the car alarm off. So I'm just going to go back to where we were. So we have the ability to... Is that you? So right now, if Oz and I are near each other, we can just talk and hear each other. Oh, I'll touch on that in a second. If we're far apart, we have to hold R1, and then we talk through a walkie-talkie. Do you want to talk through your walkie-talkie, Oz?
Yeah, I could also show them this. Like if I'm talking like this in the room, everything's fine. But if you stay in here and I walk out of the room, it's going to be a little more difficult to hear me. And at certain points, you actually can't hear me. And then you have to hear me through the radio this far away. That way
Perfect.
you can... Yeah.
So a lot of times you're looking for hiding spots when you first get into a house. This would be a hiding spot. Now, other things you... Oh, cool. Oz, the cursed possession's in here too. This
Ooh.
here is a cursed possession. It's a music box. There's what, 5 different cursed possessions?
Yeah, I believe it's 5.
5 or 6. And there's also bones in each house. So we'll get bonus points for having picked up that bone. When you have a camera, you can also take a picture of the bone and then pick it up. You'll get a 3-star photo for taking a picture of the cursed item, and some other things as well, which we'll touch on as we go once we have the camera. So right now, we've already found cursed possession. We found the bone. What we're trying to do now is establish which room's the ghost room. Now, there's different ways of determining that with the different equipment that we have. So right now, I'm using the thermometer, and as you can see, the temperature's going up. So I know the basement's not basement.
It's kitchen.
Oh,
Sink's
yeah,
running.
the sink's running. And if we had a camera, we would take a picture of that.
I'm gonna try EMF. Okay, it's picking up a 3. Here, you can show them what that looks like.
So this is the EMF reader. When there's an event that happens, you want to watch the meter to see if it goes over 5. If it goes over 5, then that's a piece of evidence for you to mark in the book. And right now, I'm watching to see if it goes below freezing. So on the left, it's Celsius. On the right, it's Fahrenheit. And right now, it's hovering around 6 degrees. It can take a while for it to get to freezing, though. As you can see, it's still going down. It's around 5 now. So I'm just going to put that down and give it some time. Now, if the ghost touches something... I just want to turn that water off. If, let's say, the ghost turned the light off, we can use this UV light to see if it's left UV prints, which again is another piece of evidence. You grabbing more equipment?
Yep. I'm just gonna grab some more dots and just place them. And book
So,
and spirit box.
as you can see, I sprinted there, and that did not last long at all. I'm going to grab the other cameras too.
You should show them how this works in the van with the camera.
Okay. So when you have a video camera, you can set it up in the house. You click the mouse to switch to the different cameras. Now mine's not activated because it's on me. So right now, Austin already set up the dots projector. And what that'll do is if the ghost walks through the dots, some ghosts will be able to see them. If we can't see them, then we can rule out dots. Now you want to be careful with ruling out evidence because some evidence can take a while to see. Some ghosts, if they go through the dots projector, can only be seen on camera, not in person. So now if we hit the keyboard, right now this is in night vision mode. And we would use that to see if we can see ghost orbs. And this is, if Austin turns the light on, you'll see this will just look normal. We got dots. So I don't know if you saw that, but there's something moved in the dots, and that was the ghost. So what we can do is open up our ghost book, go to our evidence, and we can select yes for dots. So now that has narrowed down what ghost it could be. So it's not a spirit and all these ones that are now grayed out. it's not one of those just because of the simple fact that we have dots. Did you say no or yes to spirit box?
No spirit box, but I also didn't see dots, so I need to know if it's through the camera, because it could be someone.
I saw it on the camera. So this ghostwriting book, I'm going to put it down. If the ghost walk writes in it, you'll be able to see it. Where do you have the other camera set up, Oz?
I have the camera over here. Oh, the dots here, next to the plate.
So what you can do is you can actually place the camera, and later on there's better cameras, tripods, and so on. But again, we're just using starting equipment for now. What I'm going to do now is check the temperature. Oz, come check this out. Yeah, we got freezing. So as you can see, it bounces. This thermometer bounces up and down, but it did go below zero. Now it's going clearly below zero. So we can say freezing temperatures, yes. So now this has narrowed this down to 2 ghosts, either the Uri or the Oni. So we no longer need to use the thermometer. Oh.
EMF 5. The store here.
Okay, let's get to the truck. So when the ghost touched that door, Austin had the EMF reader on him, and it hit level 5. So now we have our 3 pieces of evidence, and we can now select Oni. Now, if we had more equipment, we could work on these additional challenges, but at this point, with just the starting equipment, there's no point. We can't really progress any further. You got it selected, Oz?
Yeah, I'm good.
And then to leave, you just close the door.
Welcome back.
Which we did. What did we get wrong?
I'm pretty sure dots would have been the one that would have been different.
So in here, you can also go to ghost. So it was shade. And the shade has EMF level 5, freezing temperatures, and ghost writing. So it's possible what I saw for for dots was maybe something moved.
It could have been me too, because I was in there placing dots. You might have saw me by accident.
Yeah,
Either way, dots level 1 is always super duper hard though.
it is. Yeah, it gets easier with the better equipment, but then you have some ghosts that are more stubborn than others at leaving evidence. So
Fun fact: the one that we actually just saw is very, 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 very shy. So it typically doesn't do stuff when we're in the room.
oh.
Yeah.
Right, and we just put the ghost writing book, so we might not have been able to see right away.
Exactly. Yeah.
Cool. One other thing to point out with your equipment. So this is a shop. This is equipment manager. I don't really use this, other than seeing sometimes what I need to unlock, what level I need for the next unlock. But the loadout's what's really good. As you unlock equipment and you get higher tiers, you do need to select them in your loadout. And as we progress, we'll touch more on those as well. Right?
You don't have to hit record.
No, I do.
No.
Yeah, in case something cool happens.
You don't have to click report. You just click the share button and save the recent gameplay and do that.
I'm doing it my way.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Say okay. No, you got to nod. You got to nod in agreement.
Okay. Okay.
No, that's no.
Okay.
That's no.
There's also
Oh,
a bone
there.
on the floor.
Did you see the ghost orb? There it is. There's a little light that goes by. So I'm just going to leave that camera there. So we got ghost orbs that we can select. So I'm just running to the truck, grab the camera. We know where the bone is, so what I want to do is show you. Where was the bone?
For sure, I just saw it's over here.
So what you want to do is just get your cursor on it, hit X to take a picture, and then you can check your photos, and we can see here it's a 3-star photo, which is what we want. There's other things we can take pictures of, and we will cover that as we progress.
There's one right here, actually.
When what?
Your subject.
Oh, nice. So here we have the monkey paw, and that as well is a 3-star. Now, the 3 stars only matters if you're going for a perfect game. If you're not going for a perfect game, then it doesn't really matter. And Austin's doing his aerobics.
It's good.
Just saw dots. I promise this time it was actual dots.
Did you? Oh, yeah, I saw it. Yeah. Oh, jeez.
Oh, you get spirit writing and like all that other stuff.
Yeah, we don't have freezing temperatures yet. The ghost is like very active in this room. He keeps walking back and forth. So another thing you can watch out for when you're exploring a house is check to see for hiding spots. Because if you trigger a ghost hunt, you want to be in here and you want to be quiet. The other important thing is if you have like a flashlight or something on you, you want to make sure you turn it off because the ghosts can sense equipment. So if they sense the equipment, they'll be able to find you. So when using the spirit box, you want to be in the room alone with all the lights off, and that includes a flashlight. And if you just saw that, that was the ghostwriting book. It just threw it across the room, so that's usually not ghostwriting at that point. And the phone ringing right now is a ghost event. So now we're going to try the spirit box. And as you can hear, we're getting a response. So we can now select that. And that's our 3 pieces of evidence, so we can head back to the truck. I usually prefer being outside of the house to select things. So we know it's a yokai based on these 3 pieces of evidence.
Welcome back.
Good job, Oz.
That was fun. Fun fact about that guy, the reason why he was so very aggressive when we were talking is because it doesn't like talking at all. It's the ghost that gets really aggressive when you're chit-chatting near it.
Which makes it harder to identify if you're playing solo.
It is true, but also, yeah. There's
Unless
also an
you're...
advanced thing, like if you're getting hunted and you use the microphone button, it actually can't detect you. That's more of like a figuring it out without evidence thing.
Okay, stop. Oh, as you can see there, it just spiked well past the 5. So that is our EMF evidence, which we can select in our book.
Also have the UV trick at the door here.
Does that light up the whole door?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, so if you go like this, it lights up the whole door. Same thing with the lockers over here.
And here we have evidence of UV light. Or
We also
UV
have
evidence,
evidence.
sorry.
We also have evidence of a special ghost as well. This is a 6-finger handprint, if you notice.
Oh, it is the 6-finger handprint. So that's...
Yeah, that's no Bake.
Obake. So only the Obake has 6 fingers as their evidence. So not only did we get UV, we also are able to identify the ghost now. Now, if we want to see what the evidence the Obake leaves us, we can go to our ghost book, find Obake and click on it, and it'll give us EMF level 5, ultraviolet, and ghost orbs.
You gonna play some tarot card roulette?
Might as well. Nothing's happening with the ghost books.
I'll go first. The tower, blue.
I just said X?
Yeah.
Death.
I'm dead.
It was at this moment he knew. He messed up.
And here we go. We now have evidence of ghost writing. You see the book, there's writing in it. Hasn't written in that one, but it has written in this one, so. Oh, I survived it.